The woman did not see any help coming anywhere. She did not see any solution anywhere. She did not see any answer anywhere. When she ran to Elisha, Elisha saw what the woman did not see. What matters in this season is what you can see. Sir, if you see change, you will not mess up. If you can see that is my season, you will not go and messing or yourself sleeping with anybody. You will not do that. It's because you don't see anything. That is why you can do anything. If you see the glory ahead of you, nobody will tell you to fast. Nobody will tell you to fast. You will fast because you have seen it. You are sure of it. I'm making sense here. So Elisha was looking at the spiritual provision and said, go and borrow. Why the woman was limited by the current circumstance. As I'm saying, is our season. As I'm saying, is our time. I'm not looking at a circumstance. I'm looking at what spiritual provision. But some of you are looking at what circumstance. I don't have any link. I don't have any connection. I don't have any business at my hand. Those things are nonsense. You don't look at what can change. You look at what has eternal value. If God has said it, he has done it. Is anybody hearing me here? So Elisha was seeing spiritual provision and said, madam, what I'm seeing, you cannot handle it. Go and borrow. What you have is not enough to contain what I'm seeing. But the woman could not see anything. She could only see her present circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to look beyond where you are and begin to see where God is taking you to. Say, if you can see whatever you see, I will make sure it come to pass. In the name of Jesus, every limitation in your mind, I break it now. I say, I break it now. So you can see in this life, some see in the physical, some see in the spiritual. He said to her, madam, go and borrow vessel. I'm seeing something that the ones you had could not contain. Go and what? Borrow vessel. The woman saw creditors. She saw creditors coming for the children. But the prophet saw overflow of oil. Remember, they were not physical. The difference between Elisha and the widow was what they can be able to see. She saw creditors, but Elisha saw what? Saw overflow. That woman came to Elisha and saw herself as a widow. A helpless, hopeless, wretched widow. She came, but Elisha looked at her and saw an oil merchant. Even in your mess, there's something great. You're not hearing me. Even when you are mess right now where you are, you think it is over. I come to let you know there's a seed of greatness in you. And in this month, it shall manifest. I say it shall manifest. Eyes may not see it. Ears may not hear it. But hear me, it is real. And the hour has come. The hour is now. You may not be seen by anybody. They may look down on you. You may think you have failed. I come to let you know there's a seed of greatness in you. That seed shall manifest. It shall germinate in this month of May. It shall germinate in these 6 months. It shall germinate in this month of goodness. In the name of Jesus. I say in the name of Jesus. Hear me. Are you with me here? The woman saw a widow. Indeed, circumstance had made her a widow. She has lost the husband. She's now what? A widow. But hear me. Inside the widow was a rich woman. He didn't say her, go and lock yourself and use your vessel. He said, madam, what I'm saying is beyond what you can tell. Yes, a widow came to her, but inside the widow was what? It came to him. Inside the widow was a rich woman. But circumstance had programmed her mind not to see the rich woman in her, not to see the oil merchant in her, but she only see somebody who will soon lose the child. Now, the devil is very crafty. The devil will use a circumstance to build a stumbling block to where you're going to. Can you hear me here? The devil is an expert in using what you're going through to build what? A stumbling block to tell you this is the end. You can't cross here. But sir, if you can look beyond what you're going through, you will see where you're going to. You're going somewhere. You think that God will bring us here, do prophetic meetings, do deliverance, talk for just no reason? No. He said, I have not called the seed of Jacob to serve me in vain. God is up to something, and the hour has come. I said, the hour has come. Now, why am I announcing so you can prepare for the season? It's a time and a season. Then now God said to Moses, go and tell Israel, clean up yourself, sanctify yourself, and come to the mountain. I want to show myself. God wants to show himself in this commission. But anybody who is willing and obedient, you will be part of the exercise. You will be part of the show in the name of Jesus. I say in the name of Jesus. Let me make two statements here because of our time. Two statements, then we close. Are you here? Now look at me. Your circumstance will never change the purpose of God for your life. And get it right now. Never allow your circumstance to define or describe who your God is. Your God is bigger than the mountain. He's bigger than all your problems. He's bigger than your circumstances. And in every situation you find yourself, listen to me carefully, see God there. The God of the mountain, he's still the God of the valley. Can you hear me here? That God that have done it before is still the God who is with you in the midst of trouble. So your circumstance cannot change the purpose of God. You know, at times we allow circumstances to reduce our God. Now, we allow circumstances to show us the wrong picture of who our God is. We try to match our problem with our God. Can you hear me here? No, or ourselves, sorry. What we cannot do, we feel it cannot happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you last week I was preaching. I said a Goliath stood before Israel and shouted against them for many days because the people were comparing their height with the height of Goliath. But a young man came from the bush who had experienced God, who could use his hands to tear the bears and the lion. So he understood the size of the God himself. He compared a Goliath with his God. He said, the same God who helped me to kill the bears and the lion, he said, that same God will help me to bring down the uncircumcised Philistines. Hear me, child of God. No matter what you face, come on, compare that thing with your God. Your God is bigger than the biggest, taller than the tallest, stronger than the strongest. He's a king of all kings. He's a Lord of all lords. Hear me, child of God. In this month of 6, the month of men, God is coming for men in this house, for women in this house. Your change is coming. I don't care what you're going through, but it cannot stop God's purpose for your life. It can't. The devil will lie to you and say it's the end. He will tell you all your mates have achieved it. He will tell you, oh, don't forget. You know, you come to church, you sing songs, you don't know the meaning.